Welcome, my friends. Today in my kitchen, I'll be making a contorno, a simple Italian side dish that I am sure you will love. And stay with me until the end, because there's a small chapter of my story waiting there, one that's been drifting just out of sight, ready to reveal itself in its own quiet moment. Still in a bag, this broccolini looks like it's saying, "All right, let's get this show started." Olive oil and butter, the quiet beginning of this simple broccolini side. And with 1 clove of garlic, the trio is complete. Simple, fragrant, and ready to bring these broccolini to life. Once the butter and oil have blended and the garlic has shared its aroma, the broccolini goes in. Just the way our family would start a humble, beautiful contorno, an Italian side dish meant to sit beside the main and make the whole meal feel complete. I add all the broccolini at once, even if it sits in layers, just like we do in a busy Italian kitchen, letting the heat work its way through every tender stem. I add a glass of water to create steam, the simple Italian way to soften the broccolini. I let it simmer for a minute, then cover the pan so the steam can soften the broccolini beautifully. After 5 minutes, I remove the cover and gently move the broccolini around so every stem gets that perfect tenderness. Two minutes later, I flip the broccolini, letting the heat touch every side. Once the liquid has disappeared, I add a tablespoon of butter and let it melt slowly through the broccolini, giving every stem a richer, silkier finish, just the way a good Italian contorno deserves. And if you like, you can drizzle in a little olive oil too, for that extra touch of warmth. And the final touch, I add a few good handfuls of Parmigiano Reggiano, letting it melt slowly over the broccolini so every stem gets coated in that deep, nutty richness. The ultimate Italian flavor that brings the whole contorno together. I use salted butter, but if yours is unsalted, just add a pinch of salt. And there you have it, broccolini the Mamma V style, full of deep Italian flavor, served with a ribeye steak and that beautiful Greek halloumi grilled cheese, bringing the whole Mediterranean right onto your plate. When the kitchen settles into a gentle hush, something inside me drifts. A quiet pull, a familiar warmth, a doorway opening to another time. After that long voyage across the ocean, we finally arrived home to Italy. The home my grandfather built with every dollar my parents sent from their hard work in Canada. The house did not just stand there, it welcomed us. I still remember the olive green velour sofa soft beneath my small hands, with little fringes tucked at the bottom. Tiny details for a little one to notice, you might say, but they are the ones my memory holds closest, the ones it never lets go. During that time, I met family I had been too young to remember before we left for Canada. Faces once forgotten suddenly felt familiar again, like a part of me waiting to be rediscovered. My paternal grandparents were so happy to have their son back home, close enough to hold, close enough to see every day, and to finally have his family gathered around them again. My father was a machinist by trade, always dreaming of one day having his own machine shop. But after many revisions and planning, he realized Canada was a better place to build a future. And so, just 9 months after returning to Italy, he made the difficult decision to leave once again. November 22nd, 1963. The television whispered the heartbreaking news that President Kennedy had been assassinated. I remember my mother's tears, slow and quiet, falling not only for him, but for the fear of returning to Canada, a place she wasn't ready to face again. My father held her with his calm certainty, and in the softest, steady voice he said, "Who loves me, follow me." In that moment, love guided the path our family would take. And there you have it, my friends, another piece of my story wrapped in another delicious recipe. A little more of my life, a little more of my kitchen, shared from my heart to yours. There are so many flavors still to taste, so many memories still to tell. So stay close and subscribe, like, comment, and share, or you'll miss all the details. The next recipe, the next chapter, the next moment that shaped who I am. Until then, keep your kitchen warm, your stories alive, and your heart open to what comes next. Ciao!